Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Bayer's Football Takes. This should be our, I think, 12th episode. I'm riding alone today, but I'm not alone. Obina is not around, but I'm not necessarily riding alone. I have a UEFA representative on our show today. Mamus is coming back on the show, and we have a lot of things to discuss. I had to drag him on the show today because he's in the where you now?
Oh, right now I'm in Lisbon, Portugal.
This guy just everywhere, just touring the whole of Europe, man. I want to be like you.
The weather here is so nice. I said, let me just come here.
Is it warm there?
Yeah, it's warm, of course. It's always warm here. It has this African kind of weather.
Wow. Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
Portugal, Spain, it's like similar weather. This is why footballers love to go to Spain.
Oh, no wonder Brazilians love that place.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense. Okay, give me an idea. If I want to relocate outside the US, I'll try to get to. How about France? France
is a bit cold. Why? But it's not far from Portugal, though. The reason why we have a lot of how do they call them? Is it digital nomads? They come here. Okay. Yeah, people who work from home. They like coming here to live and do their jobs. Because of the weather. Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. Oh, that's good now. Okay, that's something in that. That's something I will. If I'll consider it. I mean, I plan to travel probably next year to travel a few places, and I think. I mean, I've not really come up with a good list yet, like a concrete list of places I want to go to. But this motivates me, especially during this winter period. I want to run away from this cold. I don't like cold, man.
Yeah,
I don't like cold. Are you watching any show recently?
No.
Nothing? Why now?
Bro, I've kind of been busy. I don't really have that.
This guy, relax now. Take time to relax. Just watch something, relax. So that means that you're telling me you don't have any plans for the festive period.
I'm actually working on Christmas Day.
And they'll pay you extra for that now.
Of course, but I'm working. It's not nice working on Christmas Day. This year, last year I had a lot of I had break last year during the Christmas period, but this year it's a little bit different for me.
So, yeah. I mean, for obvious reasons now. For obvious reasons.
Of course.
Yeah. And I hear that you guys alternate people who work on certain holidays. I mean, that's what they do in the US.
I'm working on Christmas. I'm not working on New Year.
New Year.
New Year, they're not working on Christmas.
You see, these are one of the few things that we don't consider as immigrants because we don't necessarily have family in our adopted country. So working on Christmas Day, you might not really feel it like that.
It's not feeling exactly. Yeah, true.
Imagine those days in Lagos or whatever you lived, and let's say you come and work on Christmas Day. Everybody's partying, everybody has gone to go and wear their Christmas clothes. On those days. This time around this period, we're fighting your tailor. Say, how far now? Where my Senegal? You know how so many Senegal? That was really dope, man. So so this I asked about if you are watching any show recently. So I just finished watching one particular show. It's titled Carol and End of the World.
Okay.
It's on Netflix.
I think I heard about it, but I haven't checked it out.
Yeah, on Netflix. So there's one particular episode where father and son went on a trip, and the guy did a mixture of like snacks, these mixed.
What do you have there?
Mixed, mixed snacks. I think that's my best episode because the guy had like a template, sweet. So he had sweet, he had sour, he had salty, he had bitter and umami. So for sweet, he had sweet and savory. He had popcorn. So you see that's the base. Then you have salty, so something like crunchy nuts. Crunchy, like you say when you're eating, you need speed bumps. You need something to hold you. Speed bumps. So corns, wafers, corn nuts. Then for sour, you have the chewy gummy bears. So give that sour taste.
Okay.
Then for bitter, I chose dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate bitter. Okay.
Then for umami, I don't know what that means. I need to go and search what that means. Umami, you use Doritos. for that Doritos, he smashed the Doritos, so it became like powdery. He now mix everything together. So for people that want to binge watch shows during this period, during this festive period, that's a good snack mixture or snack mix that you can eat during your binge
Why you
watching the
watching
shows.
shows?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, lucky for me, I'm taking the whole week off next week, so I'm thinking
Lucky
maybe I
you.
might just dabble into that.
Lucky you.
I
Lucky
might
you.
just try it out. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I won't say it's unfortunate because they'll pay you extra. You get, I think, is it 8 hours extra on
No,
that day?
yeah, it's like 200%. So what it means is
Oh,
like whatever you're supposed to earn that day, you get times two.
times two. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I was working as monitoring engineer, and
Yeah.
those days, yeah, we are right, times two. But yeah,
Yeah.
people always run away anyways. I'm like, I mean, I walk, like, it's money.
Yeah.
I walk.
So the thing is, like, if you don't really have much plans, you don't mind. It's when you
Yeah.
have, like you said, family around, like it's
Yep.
okay. No, yeah, but
Yep.
me, I don't mind. Like
I don't
Christmas.
mind.
Yeah.
And some jobs that people that have families
La-
cannot do.
last year Christmas, I worked half day because my shift was like from night to midday, from
Oh,
midnight to midday. Then from the workplace, I took flight to Germany to meet a friend. So it was just
ah,
like from work to the airport flight, 3 hours,
wow,
and I was in Germany. I
that's
went to meet my
crazy.
friend. It was the bottom pot of the food
That you met.
because I got there very late in the evening.
That's very
But it's
peaceful.
better. At least I stayed Christmas rice.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you. I feel it. My Christmas too. I'm trying to see if I can link up with some friends that can eat Christmas food. But
Yeah.
we'll see. If not, I'll just be at home and just chilling.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's talk football. So today we have a few things to discuss. In our usual fashion, we'll discuss the weekend review, the last weekend of games, the round of games. Then we'll discuss Alonso and Bayer Leverkusen because those people are doing really well, and
Yeah.
we'll touch
The
on Girona.
most the most
Yeah,
informed team in Europe right now.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll touch on Girona. Then we'll discuss. As I mean, we will not we cannot end this show without talking about Serie A. So we'll discuss Serie A. Then the main talking points today will be the Super League and what are the ramifications and what it means to we as fans, clubs and owners and regulators. I won't call them regulators, but I call them association because
Yeah.
people sometimes don't know that these people are associations. There are people that came together as agreement, not like they are bound by those regulations, but just for so that there'll be no chaos. That's why you have those things in place. Then
Yeah.
you have our weekend preview. So yeah, so last there was a game that was played today. We'll just touch on that. When the game was played before the recording that we're doing right now, Crystal Palace Brighton was 1-1. I saw part
Okay.
of that game and it wasn't it wasn't a I won't say it wasn't an interesting game. It was just one of those games that you feel two mid table games teams just trying to uh trying to fight, try to figure each other out. But
Yeah.
I'll start from the first one, which is Nottingham Forest Spurs regular game, 2-0. Then on Saturday, and an incident happened. Bournemouth Luton, the captain had an incident and they had to postpone the game. But before the game was abandoned, it was 1-1. Then Chelsea Sheffield 2-0. Man City Crystal Palace 2-2. Another crazy game. Newcastle Fulham 3-0. Burnley Everton 2-0 or 0-2.
Yeah.
On Sunday, we had Arsenal Brighton 2-0. Brentford Aston Villa 1-2, 2-1. Aston Villa won that game. West Ham Wolves 3-0. West Ham won that game. Then we had the game of the weekend or game of the round. Liverpool Manchester United 0-0. So which of these games do you think, or which of the games did you pick your interest that you find interesting?
I paid more attention to the Man United Liverpool
Liverpool
game.
game.
That was that game. It ended 0-0. But the scoreline was, I would say, the scoreline favored Man United.
Yeah.
Because Liverpool were very dominant in the game. But I think the only problem was them taking their chances. They had a lot of
Yeah.
chances, but they couldn't take their chance. They had almost expected goals of about 2.66, yeah,
Mm.
for that game. So they should at least score up to 3 goals in that game, but they couldn't. And I think it had more to do with the Liverpool players missing chances and the heroics of the goalkeeper that day, because I can't recall Onana making
Making a save.
a big save.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the Liverpool players were disappointed. You saw the interview with Van Dijk, and they were really, really disappointed. And I think the anger from that game, West Ham during the midweek,
Yeah.
got
They were slammed. They were smashed
by this Liverpool team. So
Yeah.
but it's a good result for Man United going to Anfield to get a draw. It's in a normal season that's a good result, but this season, because of the poor performance in previous games, people are still skeptical about
The performance or
their
the or the
future
scoreline.
or the scoreline.
Yeah. So for me, I think first things first. I think Klopp knows his team, and he knows that's probably the first time he's been truthful, in my opinion, in how he assessed his team. Because before the game, you remember when they interviewed him, they were like, "Oh, this is the best time to play United." United are down, and he said, "No, these people like don't think it will be an easy game for us." But I think he made a mistake for himself, and you can tell from the reaction. He probably did not prepare his team well, or he did, but his players did not listen to him, because there's no way his players will have listened to him and they came out with that kind of reaction. Because they felt in their mind, oh, United is trash. We can beat them, and it became smashed eggs on their faces, because I feel the game on the surface, on looking at it on the surface, I feel Ten Hag learned lessons last season, and he started to like, you know what, this in this game, let us contain every situation. Let's see how we can just build from our back forward. Don't let them score us, or if they score us, we need to score them. But if they don't score us, we don't score them. We'll do a good game. Nobody loses. Just take a draw and go home. And I kind of appreciate that, even though in grand scheme of things, it might not be nice to say, but we have to be truthful about where United is right now, where our level right now. So I mean, I would take the draw. Before the game, I predicted that Liverpool was going to beat us. Maybe not smash us. I said like 2-1, but a lot of Liverpool fans were like, "Oh, not smashing, but 5-0." I'm like, "You're saying not smashing, but 5-0. Then when you smash, they say a repetition of last season 7-0. I was like, okay. So we really reacted, and they were just bringing it out of proportion. Like, of course, these people are struggling. Almighty Liverpool that beat them 7-0 last season, they were able to draw at Anfield. Of course, they will kind of like feel good about themselves. I don't know what Van Dijk is talking about. He's showing how poor they are in front of goal, honestly.
Yeah, and another thing too, I would say about that game too, it's Man United tends to, I won't say play better, but it tends not to concede a lot of goals if they sit back compared to where they attack. I think the problem Man United are having, they have a problem from attacking transition to defensive transition. Once they are attacking you and the other team try to counter, it's almost like through on goal. There's always a problem.
100%. Yeah, correct.
One, the secondly, they always have a problem with build up from the back. You see when the goalkeeper having problem with the defenders, they lose passes, and if you are a team that sit back and presses them from the front,
you get
press
something.
them to get something.
Yep.
But in the Liverpool game, first of all, the midfielders they started with, none of them are controlling midfielders. Amrabat, Mainon, and McTominay. So they are just more of. Sure, the three of them, I see three of them as box to box in my head, like they just move around. Yeah,
you're correct.
So that day, Man United had no intention of building play. There was no building play, and maybe that was the reason why maybe Liverpool didn't get as much chances I even expected them to get, even though they had some chances.
Yeah.
And whether I would like it or not, I think Shaw did a good job on Salah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
he
did a very good job on Salah. Yeah. So fortunately for Man United, the other players, Nunes and Diaz,
they're not as good. Yeah.
They're not as good. So the moment they took out Salah, it kind of made the attack blunt. If maybe the other guys were as good as Salah, or even just 50% of Salah, that game would have done that differently. And even Man United had their own chance, but sometimes, and maybe a world-class striker in that position might have scored that goal that this guy had.
Garnacho.
Is it Garnacho or Holland? There was this boy he had that.
Yeah, there was that one. Yeah. And there was that one opportunity that Garnacho had that he just made a team shot.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, exactly. You can score that, and it's a different game entirely.
Yeah.
But this is football for you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Normally, when you are having bad result and you get that kind of result at Anfield, you feel motivated. But this Man United, you can't even predict. You can't even predict.
You don't know what you're getting in the next game. Like we're playing West Ham now, and I'm not sure because it's gonna be.
And West Ham just lost 5-2.
Yes, 5-1.
And you'll be thinking like, okay.
I say Kudu scoring at least one goal in that game. Like,
because I don't expect West Ham to go and attack the way Liverpool attack. They're not going to attack Man United. So if Man United do the build up and everything, West Ham can cause problems for them.
Yeah, Kudu is doing something. I know Kudu is going to do something. He's going to score at this one goal or assist. I know that one for sure. Yeah, so I know that 100%.
It's a big problem. I don't know why. I don't know why Ten Hag has not been able to solve that, because no matter how you talk about players and everything, that's more of a tactical problem.
Yeah.
It's a tactical problem which Man United have not been able to solve. And until you solve that defensive problem, it's going to be a big issue, both defensive and offensive. Man United don't score goals. You don't score and you don't keep clean sheet. How do you expect
that's crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah. Man United do not score goals, which is it. Let me even look. I'm trying to look at the table now.
Someone was telling me something.
Man United has scored only 18 goals this season.
Yep.
So to tell you how bad it is, they've only scored more goals than 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 teams in Premier League. That's a bad for a club like Manchester United.
So let me give an interesting stat. Someone told me yesterday. I need to go and confirm. Someone told me yesterday that Onana has faced over 80 shots.
It's possible.
And I'm like, how is it? You know, this was part of the argument I was having when I said there's no reason to sell David De Gea, because so I understand why you want a ball playing goalkeeper, but it's not priority because you need to solve certain things about the team first. When Onana gets the ball and he was trying to find somebody to pass the ball to, nobody's opening it for him, so he has to oof it up. And when he oofs it up, you can count amount of times where the person that is passing the ball to is trying to control the ball. And when they're trying to control the ball, they don't control it properly. You end up giving it back to the opponent. So what's the point of having a goalkeeper that can pass the ball?
Yeah. Now, if you look at the number, the statistics I'm looking at here, I think Man United bigger problem is scoring than even conceding.
Yes.
Because Man United in the league have conceded 21 goals, which I feel like it's much, but it's not that much when you compare. Since City have conceded 20, even the Aston Villa we are saying that in good form have conceded 21. The Sweet Man United, it's just Arsenal and Liverpool that have something a little more bit goals, less, which is at 15. And when you come to goal scoring, the only teams Man United have scored more goals than, I'm going to just look at the caliber of the teams: Sheffield United, Burnley, Luton, Nottingham Forest, and that's all.
4 teams, and those 4 teams are the bottom teams,
championship teams.
So we have a champion. You have championship form.
Exactly. Now our striker, now we can say our attack is a championship attack.
So then, let me ask a question.
Yeah.
So for the attack, right? That's kind of like a difficult thing. No, not it's difficult, but I feel like that can be resolved. But right now, managers kind of tell players where to be on the pitch, stay here, stand here. Are you telling me that for our defensive phase, that involves from the midfield to the defense to the goalkeeper? Are you telling me that Ten Hag is not doing well in terms
Okay.
of telling where those players need to be?
I think the attack is a bit tricky, and I'll explain why. Most coaches right now in Europe don't coach attack.
Exactly, don't.
Yeah. They coach from defensive, the defense shape, try to keep your shape, do the midfield, the passing, build up and everything. Then the attack, they let the players individual
Express themselves.
There was this, I think I've seen some interviews of a lot of players who say like they never coached attack. If you have a partner, for example, maybe you are your striking partner or your wing partner with a striker, in training, you guys naturally build that connection in training. Like, okay, if I'm going left, you go right.
Go right, yeah.
Right, you go left. These are things you do as players. You understand? You don't need the coach input. You understand yourself.
As a professional, you should.
As a professional,
we play pick-up games that we play with random people that we've never seen in our life before, and we form that partnership.
I think now the problem at Manchester United, I think, is a lot of problem in that attack. First of all, many of the players, the top players, when you talk about Martial, Rashford, they've lost form. Secondly, there is too much. I think there's ego among themselves there, where everybody is playing for themselves. Because I don't know how true it is, but one of the problem I keep hearing, like, people, they don't create for this new striker.
They don't.
Holland.
No, for real, they don't.
So you start asking, why is Rashford not doing the job? Is it that Rashford wants to be the number 9 and see a new number 9? It's like, no, why is somebody doing the number 9 job when I'm here?
But Rashford said he doesn't want to play as number 9. So what is the problem?
I don't know. They don't create for him. Everybody is trying to be individualistic.
So wait,
Anthony
let me
is
tell
not
you
a creator.
Let me give another interesting stat. Anthony and Garnacho combined have only passed the ball to that young man 10 times. Do you know how crazy that is?
Yeah.
And so Holland is not a player that would also for the ball and score himself. Yeah, he has the potential to do that, but he cannot do that consistently.
Yeah.
So pass ball to this young man, he can score.
That's the thing. I don't know how there was this interview Van Persie had. It was Van Persie. No, there was this interview they had during the 2013 season under Ferguson. When Ferguson bought Van Persie for that amount and he wanted to go for the league, he told Rooney, Scholes, Giggs, and were like, wherever anybody that cannot find Van Persie is going to be on the bench. Look for Van Persie.
I heard.
He tells you, look for this guy. This guy is going to win us the league. Look for this guy. Wherever you are, look for him. If you can't locate him, you're going to the bench.
So wait, sorry to cut you short again. So are you telling me that Ten Hag is not seeing all these things and he's not taking cognizance and saying, okay, these are supposed to be?
Probably he's doing it, but the players are not listening to him. And
then bench them.
That's why Rashford is being benched right now.
No. So Rashford being benched right now is not because of that, though. Because I can give an example. Foolish McTominay. I'm sorry to say this. McTominay had the opportunity to pass the ball twice, and he played short. I'm like, dude, are you all right? Like, you cannot score from here. You don't have the ability to do that. You don't have the growth. You've not done this before. Why are you playing short from this position? It happens back to back in 2 games.
Okay, see, like I said, Man United problems. It's a combination of too many factors. First of all, Ten Hag cannot work in a club that doesn't have structure based on his experience. Man United does not have that structure. His talent identification is very poor. At
100%.
Ayers, he had people who could identify the talent, and they kind of helped him. You understand? So they give you the tools to go work with. But now the Man United has a bit more free hand to choose which tools you want to. And it's so terrible because you can never. I can't explain to me how you have Kudus and you have Anthony.
And you pick Anthony.
You understand? These are people that played under you, so it means that at Ayers you felt, even at Ayers when you see them in tree, you felt Anthony is better than.
So which kind of gives you a little bit of understanding of how he treated certain players who are now grumbling or left the club. You kind of see why those players be acted that way, because we are seeing certain things that people then didn't understand. Because I kind of saw it, but I was like, I don't trust this guy, especially the way he reacted to Ronaldo and Anthony. Because Anthony technically did not have precision with us, but the lie was, he had precision with Ajax. Yeah. But Anthony went straight to the starting 11.
Starting 11. Yeah.
So what are you doing? Because me, as a manager, I believe you should be consistent, because especially when you are new, you be consistent on how you treat players. You don't want anarchy. Because if you are treating a player a certain way and you're treating another player another way, there's no way those players will not face some type of way. If they're not giving you, if you've not earned their trust. Ferguson can do as he likes. Ferguson will bench Carrick for the whole season till January, because he knows Carrick will not play anything until January. Ferguson would start Rooney, even as Rooney comes from positioning fat. He'll continue playing him until he gets his form.
He gets form because he knows,
He knows, so he has earned that trust. He has earned that way. But you are just coming in new, and you're just, anyways. Let's leave United alone. Let's move. Let's move on to people that are doing good, people that are doing well. Alonso and Bayer Leverkusen.
Yeah, Alonso and Bayer Leverkusen. It's a very. I'm not surprised, but I was not expecting them to be this good. Because if you watch them last season, they were inconsistent, but you could see what he was trying to do.
Yeah,
you could see it. He had a plan every time. I watched them a lot of time last season. I was like, okay, this guy with better players might do something
problematic.
Yeah, and I think one of the key signings he made during the summer was this our boy Boniface. It kind of changed the team. Now, the good thing about Boniface, because I've watched him a lot, it's not a classic number 9.
Right.
Yeah, it's not your classic number 9. It's more of a number 10.
Yeah,
and so now you have a center forward who knows how to interplay, hold the ball, he's strong, he knows how to hold, he knows how to move with the ball, pass the ball around, and he fits the Alonso
style
of play. They have a striker, Piatek, who is more of just a striker without but because Boniface bring more into the game than Piatek, that's why he's starting over Piatek.
What about Schick?
No, is it Piatek or Chick? Oh, Chick. It's Chick. Sorry.
He played yesterday. Yeah.
He scored that trick yesterday. Yeah, Chick. Yeah. I'm confusing. I always confuse both of them. Yeah. Sorry. Thank you for that. Yeah, Chick. So, but Chick is more of like an out
and out striker.
Yeah. So Boniface, so far his form has been good. Sometimes people when they come from other league to a new league, some people don't start well and build up. Some people start very well and they fade off. Yeah. But I can tell you that from August to now, every month he's scoring. And if he's not scoring, that's one good thing about him. If he's not scoring, he's assisting. If you look at Bayer Leverkusen games, if you go check the people who score, if you don't see Boniface, go and check the people that assist is there. So it's bringing something to the team. The only problem I have now is I don't know how long Bayer Leverkusen will be able to hold on to those their players, because I expect a lot of big clubs coming for their players during the summer. I don't know if they're going to win the league. I don't know if they have the stamina to push this to the end, but I feel like they are going to finish top 4, which is back to Champions League. And the biggest problem Bayer Leverkusen might actually face might not be the players, is how to hold or keep Alonso as a manager.
Right. I was about to say, like, players will come and go. Is that manager that's the...
How do you hold this guy? Because you are not a big club. When the big clubs come, he's going to want to coach the big ones, the Real Madrid, the Paris Saint-Germain. And to be honest, there are a lot of big clubs right now that I know by next summer they might.
they would. So that they would.
They would need a new manager. PSG is not. This guy has not done something spectacular at PSG so far. And once Mbappe leaves, I fear for PSG, to be honest.
They are done.
Yeah.
Wait, can I rant a little bit about PSG? Just a little. Okay. So, PSG, my God. So, Mbappe is playing. You know, there was when Neymar was there, Neymar would be close to their box 18, getting the ball and trying to drive forward.
Yeah.
Try to bring the team around. That's what Mbappe is doing right now. And when Mbappe does all the work, he has done everything. We don't give them lay a nice pass to either Moani or Dembele. And those two guys, my God, they are so horrible. Like sometimes I'll be like, no, I will understand if I hear in the news that Mbappe fought in the dressing room. Especially in that Champions League match against Dortmund. My God, what else do you want this guy to do? He did everything right. He give them pass, do everything. And those guys will not do anything about it. And if he doesn't come back, nobody will give him the ball. So he has to come and do the work for these other two guys who are supposed to be goal scorers. So if he leaves next season, that's the end.
It's the end. It's the end. Because I watched them, and the only person that is playing like it's Mbappe. I don't know. There's a problem. The loss of quality in that team is.
It's horrible, man.
It's horrible.
Honestly, this next round, I don't think they'll do anything this next round.
To be honest, if Mbappe even leaves and they don't get like maybe a world-class player to replace a very world-class player, they might not even win the French league again. It's that bad. They're that bad now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they're that bad now. But like I said, when we're talking about but of course at PSG, the managers are always the one that
they'll suffer it now.
Yeah, suffer it. So we have PSG, we have Real Madrid. Real Madrid are good. Ancelotti is doing a good job, but I think Ancelotti is more of like, okay, after Real Madrid job, he's going to retire because of his age and everything. So, and Alonso played for Real Madrid, so they will be looking at Alonso as a long-term manager. Considering Baka and Xavi, the way they have their own.
Now he's doing pickfully that place.
Then when you come to Premier League, Pochettino so far has not really stamped himself with this Chelsea team, because to be honest, I feel like the profile of Chelsea players and the profile of Bayer Leverkusen is almost similar.
It's very similar, yes, similar.
But
very similar.
Puck so far, I don't know. He hasn't been able to. It's not the Puck we know as Spurs.
Alonso should not come to Chelsea. He should not come. No, let him. So for Alonso, no. We'll continue. He should not come to Chelsea.
City, if Pep is, I feel like nobody's going to sack Pep. I feel like Pep is the kind of guy that might just wake up one morning and say, okay,
he's tired.
He's tired. He wants to take a sabbatical. You know how he does these things. And then City might go for him. And the Manchester United, it's possible for them to go for. But the only problem is the Liverpool this thing has.
It doesn't really matter. It's Spanish. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter.
But if I'm a manager, I'll avoid Manchester United.
100%. 100%.
But you know another thing, with this new guy that is coming, Radcliffe, they might be able to convince like, okay, it's something different now.
Someone is saying that I'm hearing stories that he wants to make McTominay captain. Please, let's be serious. Have you seen the people that are lining up? They're lining up to take over from Ten Hag if they sack him.
You know, okay, let me tell you the problem with Manchester United. Manchester United need to finish top 4. People used to say Manchester United have money, but if you are missing Champions League every 2 years, and with the wages you have of your players, then you start having problem getting high quality, like paying for the fee. And they expressed it last summer because the money much. I don't know how to explain. You're not getting money from owner. The money is what the club generates, and you want to keep to financial fair play. And you have a lot of players with big wages.
yeah.
Yeah, like it's so you either you have to clear those wages, or you have to get a manager that can use what the club has right now to bring out results.
Isn't that what this guy is doing? Ten Hag is doing right now. He's having issues with people with big wages.
Yeah, he's having issues with the big wages, and it's a big problem. It's really a big problem. Like I said, Ten Hag. I don't. To be honest, Man United structure is a big problem because last season when Carragher was complaining about Casemiro is a fine player. You understand? He's a fine player, but I always believe that 70 million for 30 years old player was never made sense to me. You understand? Because when you get to that age, you only depreciate.
You really go down, yeah.
You go down. Your value goes down. Either your value goes down or you start having injuries. And now in this season, you see like the injuries are too much. Of course, it's aging. And if you know, Brazilians are, I don't want to say they are like Africans that have football age, but I feel like they also have their own. It's not a country I can trust their age with. Because why I say that is because I noticed that once Brazilians hit 30, the way they drop, not even Brazilians, South Americans, the way they drop once they hit 30, it's very, very surprising.
If you're 30, it's not easy now. Even us,
but we see
wait
European players playing good at 30.
But even us that we are not sportsmen, when we wake up in the morning, always play, okay, what is 40 this morning? Like me now, when I go to the gym, my aim at the gym now is like, okay, I don't want to get injured today. That's my aim now at my age. So
okay, age
30 is
but
it's not easy. Especially knowing how like our diet is.
Even me right now, I can tell you that I don't have that same energy I had 5 years ago.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you go to the gym now, you see people in their 20s lifting like these guys have all the energy, and your knees are already giving you already. Yeah, you know,
I just
like
watch
okay,
it.
no matter how you
look
look
today.
young, you know that old at some point. Yeah, your body will tell. So yeah, you're right. But like I said, it goes them like it should be a gradual process.
Even diet too comes to play. Diet comes to play.
So there are
all
a
these
lot
things
of factors, and Brazilians are not the best at keeping their body, like taking care of their body.
Right.
You understand? They are not the best because of their society and their culture and
lifestyle.
everything. Yeah. Lifestyle too. So I think that's one of the problems.
Yeah, but wait. Kaka, that was man of God.
Yeah.
He still had injury issues.
Yeah, Kaka did. Even Kaka, once the moment Kaka hit 30, you couldn't see that Kaka again.
But he had injury issues.
Yeah.
And he wasn't party. He took care of himself. So it's more like maybe it's genetics,
too.
Maybe diet or something.
Genetics, of course. Genetics too.
Because I cannot tell me Kaka is not a model footballer.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you from the medical angle. Genetically,
for those that don't know, this man is a medical doctor. So
yeah. So I'm going to explain something to you. For we Africans, when it comes to there are some certain things that they will tell you how Africans are strong. It's not the kind of food we eat too. It's just genetics. They'll say black don't crack. Do you understand that statement? Black don't crack. It's not like it's genetics. If I will explain something to you. I can tell you most African players reduce their football age. For example, the Eto'os, the Drogba. I think Mourinho made a joke of Eto'o one point like that. It sounded like a joke, but we all knew he was saying the truth. He knows. If an African, you see Eto'o playing up to 35. If Eto'o is telling you he's playing 34, 35, know that Eto'o is in his 40s already.
Wow.
You understand? But you still see, even I was saying, I was explaining, so like Mane is 31, the football should be 31, 32. But me, I know that Mane is almost 35, 36. But he still has that pace.
Wait. For Eto'o's situation, Eto'o played in La Liga from a young age.
Yeah, but he was not born in Spain.
It doesn't matter now.
I'll explain some. But Eto'o played at a young age, the same as Eric Bailly. but we all know that they're older. It matters. I'll tell you why it matters. It matters because even in US, I have a cousin who is into this their how do you call American football, yeah, and him is way better than his peers. That even the coach is questioning my uncle, like, "Are you sure you didn't reduce this guy's age? This guy I'm talking about now is like 12. He was born in the US." We're like, "No, this is real age and everything." So until like he showed the best, you guys, oh, you're really born again, what they believed, because they always think like once you are African, they always play with this age stuff. You understand? And that's why even the Europeans here in Europe, me, I know, I see them. You see the coaches here. Once you are African, they don't like. You might see it like discrimination or something, but they don't like to they value you differently because they feel like, okay, maybe your age is not correct or there might be some issues. And the moment any footballer, an African footballer, start eating 30, 31, you see a lot of injuries problem. For example, Partey. Partey is still good as a footballer, but he can't stay fit.
Yeah,
of course, his age is coming. But you look at it like, oh, he's just 30. But his real age could be 35.
A good question, man. So my question for you is, let's do it this way, right? Let me ask you this question. Are you telling me that all Africans, once they hit 30, right?
Yeah.
They become injury prone, right?
No.
Okay,
all
that's
Africans, one. All Africans in Africa, not all, you can't use all, but I would say most.
Okay.
Most African that was born in Africa, yeah, because of age.
Okay. So are you not saying most of the footballers, right, that Africans in Europe lied about their ages? Because you cannot tell me that all of them lied about their ages because mere fact that once they turn 30, their injuries come to fall.
I will tell you because I'll tell you something because I'm not that involving myself in some young footballers from Africa that wants to ply their trade in Europe. One of the best place for African footballers to start their football is Portugal.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. Even Brazilians, they usually go to Portugal.
Brazilians, Africans, they have a lot of, if you go to their clubs, apart from the Benfica Sporting, which is the elite clubs, Braga, if you go to the same first league, but lower, just try, maybe one of these, they just go, don't even need to watch the games, you can go and check the players, you see a lot of black players. They don't have this quota system that UK will say this, that now. So Portugal is like always a good starting point for African footballers, yeah. But one thing I also notice is if you are coming from Africa and you tell them that you are coming from Africa and you want to play ball here, you're not going to enter the first team. They will start you from the academy. This is how it works here. Now, if you are 20, 21, you're applying your trade in Africa, they are not going to bring you over because they feel you are way, way older for you to integrate. I don't know if you understand what I mean.
Okay.
Now, the kind of footballers they want from Africa, but the kind of footballers they want from Africa from 15, 16, 17. So that by the time they get to 19, 20, they already get used to the style of football here, integrate properly, learn the language, and before you know, you start having like big clubs going after these players. You understand? But once you are 21, 22, 23, they don't want to. Why? Because these clubs here don't sign players. I'm even down to Benfica, Sporting. They don't sign players because they want to win Champions League. They sign players because of resale value.
You want to make money, yeah.
Exactly, resale value. Now, you buy a player from Nigerian League, for example, at 21, 22. It's going to take him 3 years to integrate before he gets into the main team. Then before he start picking his form, he's already 28. Who buys a player for 28 for a big amount of money? So now, as a Nigerian, like, okay, I'm playing my trade, I'm good. I'm 22 years old, but I'm good. I'm 22, but it's not possible for me to go to Europe and start for a recognized club because of my age. What do? I have to reduce the age. So a 20 years ago can tell you is 16. Just to get more opportunity and more playing career. Because if you are coming to Europe at 22, 23, it means plus or minus you have only 10 years to play football. But if you come at the age of 16, plus or minus, you have 16, 17 years to play football. So this is a problem because I've seen a lot of guys that I know their real age. I know one of them, his real age, but there's the way they do it in Nigeria is very easy. Very, very easy. You don't even need to spend a lot to reduce your passport age and everything. And that's it. You see people, even the agents, to tell you how this, the agents actually advise them to do it.
Even if the agent is European.
Of course, the agents are Europeans. They are the one telling you like, oh, the only way if you want to get a good club, want to get a good contract and everything, you have to reduce your age.
That's interesting.
There's this guy playing for second division. He's a Nigerian guy. His real age is 22, but he's playing for under 17. Yeah, I know we go to the same church and everything, but he's playing. He's even won the best player in the academy team.
Of course, you're gonna win best player now. Your thinking is different. Imagine
exactly
your thinking is different, and you're almost at your peak because
he's the
23
physically
is your peak.
strongest footballer in that.
Of course,
he's fast, he's strong.
Yeah,
he's doing everything right, but I don't think he can play the first team. At his age, but he can play. So by the time he gets to, you understand, 25, 26, then they promote him to the first team. Then he tries to see what he can
do.
So because of the kind of football, we don't have a proper football structure back in Africa. Even though many countries are trying to work on that, we don't have that. Because of that, these footballers, to get something better for themselves, they have to reduce their age. Because if they don't do it, they won't get good. To be honest, they were not going to get something tangible here in Europe. Based on my experience now. Before I used to complain like, why do people reduce their age? But now I understand better. If you want to succeed in Europe, you need to. Inter Milan bought a player from Nigerian league. There's this Yoruba boy, I don't know, Ebenezer or something like that. They bought him from this popular Nigerian club. Is it Remo Stars?
Remo Stars, okay.
Yeah, that's a big move, going from Remo straight to Inter Milan. The guy is one of the best. There's another African guy, too, Ghanaian guy, I think. Two of them are the best. We call them Primavera players like just below the first team. Right? It's their best. I even feel like him is ready for the first team, right? Because last season we had situations where Inzaghi played him in cup games and even put him on the bench for cup games. Even when we won the Coppa Italia last year, he was on the bench. He played, I think, few minutes or few seconds, but he got the medal. You can see the talent is there. So what he's doing now is in that integration process. Going from Nigerian league to Italian league is a big gap.
Yeah, it is.
But based on what we are seeing in the young team, and based on how Inter Milan do their stuff, Inter Milan will never carry a player direct from their lower team straight to the first team. They will send you on loan. That is how it works. That's why sometimes when I see Manchester United players doing this, I'm like, I'll just be laughing. They will never. They will send you on loan. One of the best left back in Serie A, Di Marco. Di Marco went to loan for almost 3 years in different countries. Switzerland is before he came back and started playing for the first team. You go on loan, prove yourself in loan. When you prove yourself, you are good, then you come and deserve the first.
Wait, is it a general thing or only peculiar to Inter Milan?
For Inter Milan, yeah, peculiar
for Inter Milan.
Because I see in Roma it's different. You see Mourinho giving debut to young players. For example,
Roma doesn't have players now. They don't have
Quadrado has injury right now. Went for surgery. It's not going to be available till March, and we're already looking for a replacement. It's not like we don't have wing backs in the academy, but they will never promote from academy. Inter Milan will never. That's their own style. That's it's more of like an old school
way of
Moratti, they believe in experience.
So let's talk about Serie A. That's a good segue to Serie A. So first things first, who do you think is going to win the league this season, and who are those that you feel have shout?
Okay, personally, Inter Milan, I feel Inter Milan are strong enough to win the league. I feel like they are the favourites in Italy. But the I can't rule out Juventus, and I'll tell you why. Even this guy, Allegri has done it before. He has won the league before. He has the pedigree. Whether you people call it like plays around football, yeah, he plays around football. To be honest, Allegri plays around, like you can't enjoy his football, but he doesn't care. He's very pragmatic. He just want to get the result. Juventus, too, they are not playing in Europe, so they have this advantage of one game per week. So I feel like Inter Milan are the strongest team, but when the second part of Champions League comes and you start playing both midweek, and there's where Juventus might have the a little bit advantage. But when you talk, but the other teams, Napoli, AC Milan, they are not consistent this season to fight Inter. I think the only club that I'm a bit worried about, based on the club, based on the matches, the amount of matches they're going to play, and based on the manager pedigree, is Juventus. Because Zaga has done a good job, but Zaga has never won the league. I don't know if you understand. He has never won the Serie A title before. He has won other cup games and other titles, but this league he has never. So when it comes to the part where, of course, there's going to be towards maybe after game 25, game 30, and the pressure is coming in, we would like to see how he's able to handle this pressure. Allegri has done it before, not once, not twice. So it's on a different level. He has done it with two different clubs, with Juventus, with AC Milan. You understand? So a lot of Italian fans or Serie A fans are still like, okay, Inter is the strongest team. Zaghi is doing a good job, but we can't rule out Juventus. Then the top four, it's where it becomes a little bit tricky, because a lot of the clubs in Italy need to finish top fours to get at least that Champions League money, because we all know the financial situation in Italy right now. Normally, we have, I can tell you, we have six. Italy is a very funny scenario because we have six big clubs like Premier League that is fighting for top four. We have the Inter Milan, the AC Milan, Napoli, Juventus, Lazio, Roma, and maybe we can even add Atalanta. So we are talking of seven. But right now, we just the same way we have Alonso in Bayer Leverkusen doing something interesting. In Italy, there is a manager called Thiago Motta, which is doing something interesting too with Bologna. They've, they've not lost to any of the big teams. They are playing well. They are scoring goals. They are not just scoring goals. They are controlling games. If you watch these guys, they play like proper football. You understand? I don't know how sustainable it's going to be, but based on the year 2023, Mota has done a very good job at uh, Inter Milan. And the funniest thing is, Mota and Alonso all played under Mourinho, so they're kind of Mourinho boys. So let's see how it's going to be in second half of the season, though.
Those managers are Mourinho disciples, where they were crying and stopping us about Pep disciples.
The work of the media, you understand?
Just so
But
my
they're actually
question
Mourinho disciples, because these are players that played like pivotal roles for Mourinho,
for Mourinho,
and they were all Mourinho defensive midfielders.
yes. So my question is, so what's happening with, so first question, what position is Bologna right now?
They're in the fourth position.
Fourth. Wow. So they're really,
Yeah,
really throwing spanner in the works of everybody.
they beat Inter Milan yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, they removed
I
Inter
missed
Milan
that.
out of Coppa Italia. Yeah, they beat Roma 2-0 during the weekend. Beat Inter Milan yesterday 2-1 at
Wow.
San Siro. Yeah, they're very, very good. And we've played them earlier this season. We drew with them. We're winning 2-0. They equalized 2-2. Yeah, I don't. One thing I've watched them twice. They are very comfortable with the ball. No matter how you press them, they don't panic. Because one
Don't
thing
panic. They
with
still pass around you.
Inter Milan know how to press you. When you make mistake, they counter you very fast. Inzaghi plays a very vertical football. Very, very vertical. He doesn't know how to do this. We don't just pass for passing sake. Once we get ball,
You're going forward.
Very vertical. And because we play with 2 strikers and 2 wing backs, we always have that numerical advantage with that vertical kind of football. Before you know, you are seeing 4 players against 4 defenders. I don't know if you understand. Or 4 people against 3 because of how vertical we play. But these guys, they don't make mistakes. I watch they don't. So of course we had our chances yesterday, but what I'm saying, like, Mota is doing a good job, and if he can continue this in second half of the season, you might just see a new face from Italy in Champions League.
So my next question is, what's happening to Napoli? Why are they not in this because you cannot win the league before, and the manner in which they won the league, they were consistent, they were playing good football. You cannot just all of a sudden not become title contenders or even be in the mix.
Napoli situation. You know, when people talk about the importance of players, people always talk also, we can never discard the importance of managers. Now, that's Napoli situation shows the importance of a good manager. That's why people are blaming. They're not blaming the new managers. They are blaming the president for not being able to hold on to Spalletti. Yeah. Spalletti is an exceptional manager. Trust me when I say exceptional. The Inter you see today, before Conte came, it was Spalletti started it was like the foundation, before he passed to Conte built on it, then Inzaghi. Because before then, there was something we call it Pazza Inter. Like, Inter was bad. Like, we couldn't even finish top 4. Spalletti was the one that dragged Inter back to Champions League. Then Conte came and built on it. So Spalletti is a good manager. The guys, Rudy Garcia is not on that level. Spalletti, the new one, what's his name again? I forgot. Is it Mazzari or what is his name? It's not on the same level with Spalletti. So the managerial difference is what is playing a big part. Because it's still the same players. And I won't say the players have lost form. Osimhen is still Osimhen. Okay, he has injury problems this season, but even last season, he also had some injury problems. But Spalletti was able to handle that. You had this guy firing, even the players coming from the bench. They were still firing the other strikers. Or what's his name? It's Italian Raspadori.
Yes, already, yeah.
Yeah, they were firing last season. The Raspadori and Simone. Simone's son, Simone. The 2 of them were still scoring even when Osimhen was out last season. But this season, it's
horrible.
It's horrible for them, and they've already changed managers, but the result still remains the same. So it's a big problem.
So why did they sack Spalletti?
They didn't sack Spalletti. Spalletti left. But I think he left because he had some issues with
the owners.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Because how can you win league like previous season? I'm like, I'm done with this rubbish. I'm done with this. That's crazy.
Once Italian league is it's a very funny league because Italian managers have pride though. Italian managers have pride, and they are not. They are not like. I would say they don't like money, but once they sense that something is wrong, they leave.
Like,
yeah. Conte won the league and left.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? It's not like we sacked Conte. He left and he was jobless. The Spurs got him. You understand? Spalletti left before he was jobless. The Italian national team brought him in. So once they do these things and the president, they're having issues with the president, or maybe they already had issues in the past, or maybe they don't like where the club is going. They leave. And this is the problem I have with managers that come to Man United. Why is it that they don't just leave?
Exactly.
Because if, for example, I know Manchester United fans, if Ten Hag tomorrow says, "Oh, I don't like how the club is going," and leaves, then everybody knows, like, okay, now this is 100% on the Glazers.
On the owners, yeah.
Yeah. there was this Conte came. The one after we won the league, they told Conte there is no money. Conte said I cannot work without money, and he left.
Yeah, I heard that
Why?
one. I heard.
You understand? He said he can't, and he left. There was this best. Is it Bessia? I mean Bessia, yeah. He came and
Yes, sir.
they signed him for 6 weeks. After 6 weeks, he left.
Yeah.
During preseason because the money the players he told them to sign.
They promised. Yeah, they promised him something that like they
Yeah, he
didn't promise.
left. I think Spalletti, maybe after Spalletti won the league, of course, when you win the league with Napoli, you want to go a bit further. I think that was the problem with Conte. Now I've won the league. I want to win the league and I want to go at least contest for the Champions
League. Yeah.
But for you to do that, you need to improve the squad. Probably they discuss with the owner and they're like, oh, we can't do anything about it. And it's okay. You guys are not ambitious enough.
But that's madness though. Because if you have to build on your success, because as you are now, everybody wants to beat you.
Yeah, everybody but another thing too, you have to understand in Italy, we don't have the Italian clubs are broke. So they don't have
I know people are broke.
The Italian clubs are broke.
That's why people are rushing. That's why people are rushing into Super League.
Yeah, Italian clubs. See Napoli. Napoli is the first Italian club that has come out to that and say they are joining. They don't have money. You understand? They signed a contract with Osimhen and put a release clause. Do you know what that release clause means? They're telling Joe Euro, come and carry this guy.
Come and carry this guy.
That's what they're doing. Come and carry this guy.
Osimhen should have left, honestly. He should have left.
Yeah, no, but it's better they put a release clause because it's not easy. You don't need to negotiate too much. Whoever has 130 million euros, to me, which I feel it's not a bad price for Osimhen based on today's market. Because 130 million euros in pounds, let me try to see, in pounds, you're talking about 112 pounds. Considering how much Chelsea spent for Enzo and this other guy, Caicedo, last summer, spending 112 million for Osimhen, it's not bad.
It's chicken change.
You understand? For when Enzo Perez and these guys are getting almost similar amount. Even Arsenal, with how Arsenal spent 100 million on a defensive midfielder.
Yes.
No, really, let's be honest. So if you are spending 100 million in defensive midfielders, adding 10 million on top of that 100 million to get a striker that will score goals for you should not be a big deal.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. So Arsenal and Chelsea, they need to look at him.
They need to look at it, and they shouldn't look at like, oh, the money is too much. It's not much to me. It's not much in today's market. It's not much. Osimhen score goals. You need goals. Get paid the money and get him. Osimhen is for Arsenal. Based on Arsenal's team right now, Arsenal don't even need to buy 2-3 players. Just get Osimhen and just
close shop.
And close shop.
That's what they need. They need a striker. Or that experiment with Jesus. Zero.
Jesus has came out. He came out to say he's not a striker. He came out to say that he's not a striker. He doesn't score. So when your striker is telling you that one, then you need to go back.
You should have seen me and a few of my friends like last season. I told them if Jesus scores 15 goals, it means Arsenal will win the league, convincing him because it only means that Arsenal have been very, very good that season. Jesus cannot give you 15 goals. Cannot.
He came out to say he's not a goal scorer.
Anyways, let's talk about Super League. So, what's the updates? What's going on?
The Super League now is a very funny scenario because it came out. The situation came out 2021. UEFA attacked it, and many of the clubs who agreed in the first place retracted. But one thing I still don't understand about the Super League is the clubs that agreed in the first place. Was it they retracted due to the pressure from the fans, or I don't want to believe it was the fans that made all of the retract. I feel there was some behind the scene, maybe like blackmail from UEFA. No, really, from UEFA, because if you're talking about fans, Manchester United fans have been protesting about the Glazers since and nobody gives a shit about. You understand what I mean? So you can't tell me it's because Man United fans don't like Gary Neville is screaming. That's why Man United stopped. Like no, and it was not just only Manchester. Almost all the clubs in England, in Italy.
Yeah.
So it's more like something happened behind the scene which we are not aware of. Now the clubs that are remaining were Juventus, Barcelona,
Madrid,
and Madrid. Now this. One thing you should understand about these three clubs, they have very big reputation, number one. Number two, they have like the president of these clubs are they have like very elite presidents, presidents that people will like. I don't use word worship, but people look up to. Yeah. So
Yeah.
whatever blackmail that happened in that place, I don't think it's going to work for these guys. So they went back and tried. First thing they tried to do was to take it to court to make sure that they can create a competition that is legal for them to create a competition without any form of we're going to ban you and this. And the court ruling today says yes, you have the right to create a competition. There should not be monopoly to, so it must be UEFA, which they've established today. Now, the UEFA is coming out to say, okay, whatever the court case decision made doesn't make Super League uh, doesn't make Super League a tangible project, right? So what I say, like the Super League is not fair. Super League has it's closed, like it's not inclusive of all, it's not fair and all those things. And they'll be trying to make changes to the competition requirement to make sure that it's a bit fair with the new stuff that came out today. So okay, all clubs are going to be involved based on your league standing and everything. But I still see some clubs coming out. Even Inter Milan came out like, oh, they want to still focus on the UEFA, which, like I said, there is something, and all the clubs are coming out giving Twitter uh, messages to their fans and to the public. And reason why, I don't know, because the clubs didn't have any reasons to do that, but they are coming. So it's more like maybe UEFA are telling clubs like, those are for that's for us. Go and make statement now. You understand? But the thing is, the project. The most important thing is legally, whatever they are doing is right. They don't have
Yeah.
is now. They've established that. Now UEFA is saying they are not going to involve anything they want to do.
We should
They
do.
should do. So now the ball is now left for the organizers of the Super League to convince this club that are already taking their stand with UEFA to dish UEFA and move to the Super League.
So are you saying those clubs are gonna leave UEFA?
Now I can't say yes, I can't say no. Because to be honest, any club that already, you know why I say I can't say yes, I can't say no. Football now is business. These club owners, 90% of club owners are there for the profit now. Nobody is
Hundred
there for
percent.
the
100%.
passion. Now, whatever reason that made them agree in the first place, right? Maybe see what I'm thinking. Whatever reason that made them agree in the first place, that even when the situation was not fair in the first place, and withdrew maybe due to UEFA. I think UEFA actually told them that they would disqualify them and all those things. So many of them like, let's not go here and do not disqualify us and we lose on both sides. But now that they've established the legal part, I feel like it might be still be difficult to convince all the clubs back. But if the Super League still goes on with the amount of some clubs and it starts like the first edition, with time, other clubs might
We
start
join.
joining. Especially after the first competition, they see how it works. It's like, okay, whatever revenue that comes in, the money is being shared properly. There's no like 20%, like the way UEFA is doing it, it's more transparent. Maybe that might convince
So
other
so
clubs.
me so I have two things to say. First thing, the reason why I feel like Super League will go ahead is because I know I said it at the beginning of the show. The associations, the UEFA, FIFA, um, PFA,
Mm-hmm.
they are associations. It's freedom of association. You can decide to be part of
Anything
this
you want
group.
to, yeah.
Anything you want to be is freedom of association. In fact, at some point, was it Marcel that was like trying to get out of their Ligue 1? I don't know. Is it Marcel or Monaco?
Monaco,
Was
yeah.
Monaco? Yeah, you're trying to
Yeah.
get away from. So it's the freedom of association. So I guess that's why that ruling came out. To be like, you can associate with anybody you want. Another thing I want to say, the second thing I want to say is, I don't know how confident I am in anything that Madrid and Barcelona are spearheading, for the mere fact that these two guys have been able to strangle the other league members of their own league, the clubs of their own league. So how confident will I be to say, okay, if we make 100 million, we're going to share this equally? Do you understand what I'm saying? Because they're already taking the huge chunk of the revenue that La Liga is making, just these two guys. And I don't know how confident I am to say, okay, whatever these guys are thinking, I want to join them.
I don't think they are the ones spearheading it. I think there's also another committee, because the people that are actually in charge of this thing, I feel they are foreign investors who want to monetize
regardless,
this whole thing. Yeah.
So regardless of how you look at
now,
it,
I feel like these clubs, this Real Madrid, Barcelona, are more into this because they need the money.
Like, yes.
Not because they are spared, they need the money.
But they're the loudest.
Yeah, but I'll tell you. Yeah, of course, I'll tell you something. Perez said something. He said, "What the money Real Madrid is generating for the Champions League, and what they are getting from the Champions League, is peanuts compared to what they feel Real Madrid, what they generating for Champions League." And I think that's where the problem is. Barcelona also feels the same, because these are clubs. Yeah, these are clubs. Barcelona might not be playing well now, but they have a very large fan base.
But even with their large fan base, even the way they are scamming other clubs in their La Liga, they are still very, very bankrupt. So what are we saying?
You are still bankrupt has more to do with expenditure.
Yes,
right? Now we are not talking about the expenditure. We are talking about income. They feel they can get more money than what they are getting right now with the Super League. They feel they have the fan base, and with the fan base they have, they should be able to get more money. Because I wrote something like, how is it possible that a championship playoff is getting more money than Champions League finalist? Like, it doesn't make sense. So there's a problem. There's a marketing problem somewhere.
What about if it's more games? I thought about that before.
More games, like how?
There are more games in Championship than Champions League.
I'm not talking about Championship. I'm talking about playoff.
Oh, playoff. Okay.
You know how much the playoff people get? Playoff, that's normal playoff between third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. I believe third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, I think, yeah.
But it's accumulation of all the games they've played, though.
They'll tell you the winner of the playoff gets £120 million.
Yeah, no. So what I'm saying is, it's the same body that is sharing that money, is giving them that money. They've played over 30 games, so it's accumulation of all those things that now come to say, okay, this is how much I got to win for this. So you're playing lesser games in Champions League, correct? And if you're going by the amount of people that come to the stadium versus the amount of people that come for Champions League, times, like if you say 40,000 people go for one game times 32 games versus 40 times, say, 6 games. So obviously, I mean, going by that, 6 games versus 30 something games, I mean, the math is supposed to be mathing. But I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. They should make more money. I 100% understand. But my problem is, I'm suspecting those two people. I don't trust them.
Because I was reading something about it. The financials is because that playoff thing. It's not in Premier League.
Yeah, I know.
It's just something they created in Championship to make it a bit more exciting.
Yeah.
According to what I'm saying, they call it the richest game in football.
Oh yeah.
As of the moment, yeah, the Championship playoff. You can go read about it later. Much of the money is from, so it doesn't have to do with whatever money they win. This is like an extra money.
So how are they making the money?
This is what I'm reading now. So much of this money comes from TV rights, sponsorship deals, and Premier League promotion bonuses.
So it's the same thing now. It's almost the same thing.
Depending on the non-TV agreement, the playoff winner gets a prize money of approximately between £135 million to £265 million. The Champions League winner itself gets a prize money of £100 million pounds, depending on the sponsorship deals. So with so much difference in the amount for the Champions League winner and the Champions League playoff winner, that's why they call it the richest game in football.
I see.
Now, how do they, even though, okay, but everything is still coming from TV rights and everything. So it means that you can't tell me that Champions League playoff have more
viewership.
People are paying more money for that than Champions League final. It's not possible. So there are some monies that are getting to the UEFA, which they are not permitting to the teams.
Okay, so the question is, there's a Yoruba adage I love really well. They say, who is crying behind the masquerade is human being. Why can't they, their association, they are members of their UEFA, why can't they say, UEFA, yeah, come, let's talk?
I think they've tried to. I saw something like they've tried to,
and it didn't work out.
But it didn't work out. So, and these guys, arrogance start coming. And you saw what Perez is saying. I say, he's a big man. He doesn't need to beg any person. You understand?
Crazy. I mean, you have to negotiate. You have to.
Now you now have a clash between. You're not having clashes between presidents. You understand? Because I think Barcelona president came out, and there was one president who came out also and said UEFA is not fair. That's a lot of clubs. Now you're talking about, people talk about being fair, where you have clubs that are being owned by Arab states, sponsored by Arab states, and they come and everybody just close like
Girona.
He was talking about PSG. We know about that.
Oh, but I mean now Girona is knocking on their door. Like, okay.
And PSG president replied with another shot at Perez. Like, Perez is making it's very ironic that Perez is making a statement about Super League with the Champions League Real Madrid have won as his background, because he stood in front of their trophy room.
I see.
You understand? As background, and you're talking about Super League. So Perez is saying the league is not fair. The money they are getting is not the amount of money. UEFA are siphoning some money that they feel they can generate. To be honest, I think Real Madrid can generate more than £100 million doing all these Super League things. They can. They have the fan base.
But you still need other clubs to, like.
And that's why you see
you cannot be standing alone. You cannot be standing alone. You cannot do that alone. You still need the support of other clubs to achieve that.
Yeah, of course. I think now they have between now and 2025 to lobby. To lobby, that's the right word. To lobby.
But anyways, I honestly, if I'm say for example, if I'm Manchester City, or if I'm maybe Liverpool or United, I'll tell them, until you people divide your what's it called, your TV rights equally, or at least make it make sense, then we will not have Super League. Because honestly, who says in the future they will not put some clause in it and say, okay, because we're the founding fathers, we should be getting a certain amount of money ahead of people that are just joined, or ahead of people that are just coming in. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, one thing with if you go and read, because I read a lot of stuff. If you read this UEFA, it was somebody, all these things started, before there was no UEFA.
Yeah.
You understand? Somebody wake up one morning and says, oh, let's do UEFA.
Wait, was it not Madrid or somebody?
It was Santiago Bernabeu.
Yeah.
UEFA. You understand? Before, you don't have, even Premier League, it was not Premier League before.
It wasn't. You
understand? So, one thing in football is change. There's no all these things. I can even tell you that maybe in the next 20 years, you might not even have Champions League again. You understand? If you go and look history, we used to have European Cup, not UEFA Cup.
Yeah.
So I feel now these guys are saying, okay, that whole system is done. We need changes. Of course, changes, there's always going to be resistance, but I think it might not work out now, but I think maybe in the next 5-10 years it might actually work out. A lot of things might still happen between now and then, and people will look at it like, okay, you know what, let's go with this.
Well, on that note, we'll see. We'll keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah,
but as I said, I don't trust anything that Madrid and Barcelona are excited to get in their hands into. I don't trust them. Anyways, so on this last leg of the show, we would start by predicting the games in this next game week. So we had one already, Crystal Palace Brighton, which is 1-1. Then Aston Villa Sheffield. Who do you think is going to win the game? Or what's your prediction?
This is very easy. Of course, Aston Villa is going to win at home.
Yeah.
Aston Villa at home form. They don't even draw. They win.
They win. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll pick Aston Villa. So this early game, 7:30 Eastern time. I have to wake up early for this game. West Ham United.
To be honest, it's very difficult for me to predict this game. But if I'm going to predict the game based on previous
Encounters, yeah.
Based on previous encounter and based on West Ham form at home, I think I'll give West Ham a win.
I'm going to pick United. It's going to be a very crazy 2-1 win.
Okay. I think West Ham 2-1. Yeah.
Fulham Burnley.
Fulham is going to win.
Easy for Fulham.
3-0. 3-0. Yeah. Because Fulham have this way of, I don't know, they've been trying to pick some form recently.
No, they pick form. They've been playing this good football.
Yeah, good football recently. Yeah. Especially at home. Yeah.
And they have been, as you said, like they just go attack you.
Yeah. They just attack you.
Luton Town, Newcastle. I don't know if that game will go on, but yeah.
Luton Town, Newcastle. Newcastle have a lot of injury problems.
Like a lot.
Newcastle away form is terrible.
Yes.
I'm going for a draw.
Yeah, but I guess Luton Town.
Luton Town at home. Because have you seen that their stadium?
Yes, small. I know, small. Yeah.
I know. But they shock you there.
Yeah. Well, I say draw too. So they postponed City's game against Brentford because City's playing Club World Cup. So,
yeah.
So Nottingham Forest, Bournemouth.
Before the sack, I would have gone for Bournemouth to win. You understand? But this new, I still feel like there might be a new manager bounce, and maybe Nottingham might pull off something.
So you're picking Nottingham.
They have a new manager right now.
Yeah.
I'm giving Nottingham 2-1.
Espirito. Bournemouth. I'm picking Bournemouth.
Yeah.
I don't care about that manager bounce. Spurs Everton.
Very tough game.
Very tough game. That's a very game I would love to watch.
Now, this game, Spurs are losing Bissouma, red card.
Yes. Who's red card?
Yeah, red card, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
They're also losing Udogie. Accumulation of yellow
cards, yeah.
They still have injury problems. Right now, Everton,
they're on another level.
I think the point deduction took them to another. It's like they're fighting against
municipalities.
Like that kind of thing. Like you feel like everybody's against you, and it kind of motivates them. I give Everton win. Even though it's
you screamed it.
Yeah, win for Everton.
I pick Everton too.
Very, very difficult thing to play.
Everton too. Especially the way they are playing right now. Yeah. But I'll be surprised if they lose, but I'll pick Everton win. The lowest they can get for that game is a draw.
Yes.
But I'll pick Everton win. Liverpool Arsenal.
Before the Man United game, I would have picked Liverpool to win. But after watching the Liverpool Man United, I feel like Liverpool are not that strong this season, especially their midfield. But because many of their games they concede and they fight back. So if they allow Arsenal to score, I don't expect Arsenal to be like the Crystal Palace or the Luton
West Ham
that will allow you to come back. You understand? And also they played midweek and everything. And Arsenal need to win this game to cement their stay at the top over Christmas.
Yes.
Because that psychology of top at Christmas time. But Liverpool is at home. It's Anfield. Anfield is Anfield. So because of that, I'll give it a draw. A 2-2 draw.
2-2 draw. I feel like Arsenal can win this game. feel like
I
Arsenal can win
think
this game.
so, but
I feel like Arsenal can win this game.
Anfield. I'm still giving that Anfield benefit of doubt.
Yeah, I feel like Arsenal can win this game. So I'll pick Arsenal. I'm surprised. I'll pick Arsenal. Even though I don't want them to win, I don't like Arsenal. I don't like Liverpool. But
why
it's what
I'm
it
picking
is.
2 draw? Because a draw still keeps Arsenal top of at Christmas. So Arsenal might want to play for a draw. And sometimes when you are playing for a draw, you might not even get. You might just get the draw.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So the last game, Wolves Chelsea.
Chelsea this season. To be honest, I really don't. Okay, I think I might give Chelsea a win just because of one factor. Nkuku, yeah.
Yeah, that guy is a demon, man.
Yeah,
he's a demon.
Nkuku
This is penalty.
Yeah, if Nkuku continue the form he had, Chelsea is different because I think that's the only Chelsea attack is the only problem they have right now.
Yes. You cannot score them, and they will,
if they solve
score
that problem with Nkuku, and I noticed something. The moment Nkuku came back, this guy reverted to his preseason formation of 3-5-2.
Yes.
So it means that initially was what he wanted to play, and whatever they are playing now is just because of injuries.
Yeah.
So if you can get the players back to this initial 3-5-2, and maybe they are used to that already, and Nkuku start playing, Chelsea might be a difficult in second half to play against. Yeah,
I'll pick Chelsea too.
To me personally, so just to say something, I don't know why many clubs are not adopting that formation 3-5. It's a very difficult formation to play against.
But the question is, no, that's a very good question and a good observation. But the issue is when you've been trained and taught football a certain way, you would find it difficult to adapt. And managers in top clubs don't want to be waiting to be teaching people how to play football from the beginning again in the classroom. Do you get?
Yeah.
You remember when we had LVG, when Smalling and his partner Jones didn't understand 3 at the back. Was it Bayer or one of those people? So yeah, I understand it's for balance, but sometimes
you know why it was Inter Milan we played that 3-5-2, sometimes 3-5-2, 3-4-3, but that 3 at the back. You know why it's a very funny, it's a very good formation. I'll tell you why. And many clubs can't undo that formation. It gives this, when you're attacking, it's easy for you to be it depends on the quality of your players, of course. But when you are attacking, you get this numerical advantage. You know why I was speaking about Inzaghi, vertical football, numerical. You get this numerical advantage. But the formation relies on how good your wing backs are.
Yes.
Now you don't need your midfielders to be the best. You just need, if your wing backs are good,
you cook.
If your wing backs are good and your attackers are good, you're good. Now earlier in the show we talked about the manager Alonso. That's the formation in place. Who are his wing back? Frimpong, Grimado. These are 2 attacking wing backs that are very, very crazy when they attack. So the formation is a very good formation because you get that numerical advantage. When your wing backs are attacking plus 2 strikers attacking, you are not giving 4-4. I don't think any 4 centre back want to face 4 attacking players.
No, you don't want to.
You don't want to. Especially when you are transitioning from defense
to attack.
Yeah, exactly. And this is where the formation is
very good. So speaking of wing backs, I think one of the best wing backs I've ever seen that has been able to translate that position very well and been able to do like what the manager wants and won trophy. Victor Moses.
Yes.
Victor Moses, like, he's one of those players I expect this guy. Under Conte, like, he translated the role very well. Anyways, well, we've come to the end of the show. Thank you for staying up, and thank you for joining me on this very, very exciting episode. We've spoken about Super League, which I still believe that, I mean, people like me will be out there. A lot of people like me will have the skepticism of not trusting anything Madrid and Barcelona are excited to be part of, because I don't trust those people. I don't trust them at all.
Understandable. It's understandable.
I don't trust them. When it comes to money, I don't trust them. Anyways, thank you. and hopefully we would have you come back on the show. And
no problem.
And to our fans out there, to our listeners out there, thank you for sticking with us to this point. It's a long episode because we've had a lot to talk about, and we've been able to we just try to manage, and we had to manage the time, but we would have him come back and speak more on some of the topics that we spoke about today. On that note, keep supporting United. If you have the time, extra time to watch poverty football, not poverty football, but poverty in terms of poor, poor league, you can watch Serie A, you can watch Inter. They don't have money there.
I don't think Serie A is a poor league. That's actually interesting.
No. I'm saying in terms of money, not like
play. Okay, yeah, we might not have the money to buy players, but trust me, when the Serie A teams are doing good in Europe, and even with our
poverty,
I think what for the money part we don't have, we kind of complement it with good tactical abilities. The managers are very, very tactically good. Yeah, so they, even with, I wouldn't want to use the word average player, with decent players, they can create a proper team that can worry any team in Europe.
So these adverts for you if you want to watch Serie A, but they are poor. They don't have money there.
If you want to enjoy tactical battles and all this stuff, you can watch. No, Serie A, really.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for coming to the show.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get you back.
Okay, no problem.
All right.
Sure. Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah. Ciao.